Welcome back. Welcome to episode 1, season 4 of Lancaster Tigers SportsPage. I'm Jason Hopes, your host, co-host Eva Watson, head athletic director Kendrick Brown. Tiger SportsPage is a weekly podcast and YouTube program dedicated to all things Lancaster ISD sports. Lancaster ISD, for those who don't know the geography, is in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex in North Texas, just south of Dallas. Now on today's program, we are joined by our District Director of Athletics, Kendrick Brown. Hello, Mr. Brown, how are you?
Good, Jason, doing real well. Just excited to be here today as we kick off talking about the new year, new athletic season for Weibo Athletics.
Okay. We're going to start this segment with 1 minute of, tell us about yourself.
Golly, 1 minute. I should be pretty good at that by now. But just graduated high school, was born in Tyler, Texas. Everything from K through 12 came from Tyler. After that, I was able to go off to University of North Texas. Fortunate enough to continue my education and also be an athlete. And so I really learned a lot from that time, and that led me to just that career path of being an educator and being a coach. So been in some successful places in the DFW area, where everything that it has made me what I am now, that journey brought me here, from being a football coach, head track coach, to a coordinator. Been on some really good teams there, and then been a head football coach, assistant athletic director. And now I'm going into really year 4 here as being the athletic director for Lancaster.
Okay. Coach Brown, the 2026 and 2027 school and athletic year have started, and the sports are already underway. Are the teams meeting your expectations so far?
I meet my expectations, I think, from a start, a perspective of how we've kind of gotten started, and as far as where our numbers in those programs in the fall are right now, I would say we have exceeded expectations. One of the things that's pretty clear in this second week of school is that our numbers athletically are much more better. All of our sports have really strong athletic numbers, so that's really encouraging. It's an encouraging thing as an athletic director to see that, and it shows that there's some excitement from our community in not just our main sports, but some of our other sports. And so that's very good to see. And so now what we've got to do now as we head way into the new year is to continue to build on some success in the success that we had last year. So that's where we are now.
Okay. So I'm pretty sure you heard the buzz. Lancaster High School has built a reputation in North Texas. What do you think makes us different, Lancaster?
What makes us different? What makes us different is just the culture of Weibo Athletics, the culture of the Lancaster Independent School District. It's nothing like it. And what I mean by that, there's clearly a strong community that supports athletics. We have a district, our administrators, starting at the top with our superintendent, Dr. Pereira. She is a big supporter of athletics. And I just believe that our teachers, our campuses, the support of wanting to see kids do well is really what makes this place special. We have talented athletes. We've got really amazing coaches, and when you can get all that into one, you have what you have right now, and we're just looking to build on that and grow on that success this school year.
Okay.
That's wonderful. Could you elaborate on how they've exceeded your expectations?
Well, I think you the thing that you look at this time of the year, I'm going to take, for example, cross country and track and field, which is really cross country right now, as well as football. The outside elements, the heat. I think the biggest thing in August is how do you develop the biggest enemy that you're going to face this time of the year, and it's the heat. It's hot outside. Getting outside to practice is limited, and really how creative are you as a staff? Are you looking at football and cross country with dealing with those elements? And that speaks a lot to our sports medicine team, our athletic trainers. I think they've done a phenomenal job of just adjusting. I don't think any practice time, quality practice time, has been lost with us having to adjust to the regulations that the UIL have for us when it comes to heat. And so we've done a great job of just continuing to get better each and every day in that regard. I think volleyball, go and look at volleyball right now, the gym is full of young ladies that are from freshman, JV to varsity. The excitement every time you walk into that gym, the practices are upbeat. Things are really moving in the right direction. They've had some early season success this year, and so I think that's been awesome. On last Friday, really 2 Fridays ago, we hosted our very first cross country meet here, which is and I said very first, but it's our second cross country meet at the beginning of the year, and that was a huge success. So all in all, we've just gotten off to a great start. Once we get into district play, we'll really see how we stack up against the competition, because the goal is to get in the playoffs, and for a lot of programs, the goal is to be a state champion.
Yep. How do you evaluate the growth and success of various athletic programs this year compared to previous years?
Yeah, that's a question that I think with the success of programs here it's a very good question. I always say this, Jason, you have teams that they have the capability of being a state champion. The goal is to be a state champion. So we really have 3 or 4 programs that really, when you look at that, they really have a legitimate shot to win a state championship. We have a number of programs that really have a really quality shot to get into postseason play. And so I think when you have that combination of state championship possibilities, playoff possibilities, I think that is what it's really about. And so when I look at programs, you look at what has a team done at the end of the year to maximize, what have they done to maximize that potential? And so that's what I really look at, the potential of a team. And a lot of that is based upon really our head coaches and the goals that they've set for those teams. So that expectation on my end is just making sure that we maximize every little ounce of ability, every little ounce of winning that we can get out of the season. That's what makes us a season successful.
How has the district adjusted to the wet bowl rule? Could you please explain what it is?
Yeah, that's and I was really hitting on that earlier. I'm gonna give an example. The last 2 weeks, the temperatures, I think we all know that the temperatures, man, if you look at the outside temps, it's in the hundreds. You look at the playing surface, we have an artificial turf field, and so when you look at the heat that's outside and you look at the heat that comes off that playing surface, it actually increases the heat or the temperature out there. And so that wet bulb kind of lets us know what those combination of things, what's that's really all about. And so when it gets to a certain level, we have, which I'll talk about maybe at another time, we have a system that gives us readings on what the wet bulb, what that percentage is of that is on that particular day or that particular time. And that really dictates to us what we can do outside. And so if it reaches a certain temperature, we have certain restrictions that what we can do outside. If it's at another degree of hot, then we're limited to certain things. So the wet bulb and the temperature of that deal tells us what we could do outside, and sometimes it tells us we can't go outside at all. And so really looking at that, our athletic trainers, they are the key people that manage that, and they're the key people that get that information out to our coaches, because I tell them they are the ones in charge. If the temperature reading is this, then we're going to do exactly what those restrictions are. So that's very important, and I think that's something that at another time we may bring our athletic trainers in on this podcast, and they could really go into a deeper dive of how they manage that and how they communicate. So I think that's something that you guys would be a good show at another time.
Okay. Thank you very much, Coach. That's Tiger Sports Page for this week. Please cut right there.
Yep.
How does this being an A-rated campus help our athletics department?
And I love being kind of where I'm not speechless, and I think, not that I think, and I want to say this: winning state championships are amazing. It's nothing like winning a state championship. When you look at Lancaster High School and receiving an A rating, what I compare that to really is a state championship. And so what the high school, what we've been able to accomplish this past year with receiving that A rating, man, that is something that everyone that walks this building, the educators, the administrators, the people that keep our buildings clean, the technology people, everybody walking the halls of Lancaster High School is a champion. And that's how I really look at that A rating. That is one of the most amazing accomplishments that you can achieve. And it's where we came from to where we jumped to an A rating. Man, that's pretty impressive. So to have state championship sports and to have an A rating high school campus, I would argue with anyone to say that Lancaster High School is one of the top high schools in the United States. I think we're amazing, not just on the field and on the courts, but we're also amazing on the academic side. So that's how I feel about that.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very much, Coach. That's the Tiger Sports Page for this week. Please tune in next week as we interview volleyball coach Tiffany Williams. Tiger Sports Page is a production of the Weebo Podcast Network. Share this podcast with anyone you know who likes sports. And also rate and view this Tiger Sports Page in your favorite podcasting app. When you do this, Tiger Sports Page is more visible so more people can see and watch. For this week's guest, Lancaster ISD, Kendrick Brown, I'm your host, Jason Hopes. Have a good week.
This has been a production of the Weebo Podcast Network.